Hey everybody, late night, but wanted to try and get something out for everybody that may be interested. So today was a couple different things, MLK Jr. Day, presidential inauguration, and then it was also lobby day for VCDL, so the Virginia Citizens Defense League. I was down there most of the morning. Visited a couple delegates and senators. Tried to visit my own for here in Loudoun, but they both were in caucus or in meetings. But I'll be following up with them with some letters and stuff. So I just wanted to try and put something out that would at least show people kind of what bills are in place, that are being looked at. I know a lot of folks don't necessarily care right now. With our current governor, most, if not all, anti-gun bills will be banned. But all of the pro-gun bills will also never make it to his desk. So we're kind of at a stalemate since we don't have control of both houses, the House and the Senate, excuse me. And it's just kind of a crummy thing to rely on the governor's veto to do everything. It puts him in a bad re-election position because the Democrats will just say that he vetoes all this common sense gun stuff. So going down and lobbying is a very important thing. If enough of us show up, we might be able to scare one of those Democrat delegates or senators to, turn against their own party, at least on a single bill. And a single bill is enough. Because that can cost them a re-election. That can let us re-elect a Republican member to replace them. So it's very important to be down and go down and lobby. I strongly urge everybody to try to at least write some sort of letter, even an email, set up a video call. You can have video appointments with your representatives now. And just talk about one of these bills and just see what you can do. The more they see us, the more they get to know us, the more power we have over them. So we'll go ahead and start. I have VCDL's tracker here, their legislation tracking tool, pardon me. And if you want to look at that, that is at vcdl-lis.org, Victor Charlie Delta Lima Lima India Sierra.org. And that is kept up to date, pretty much live. So we'll start with one of the shorter ones, and that's unfortunately the bills that are very pro-gun. These are classified as bills that VCDL strongly supports. These are always bills that are very pro-gun, something that we should want to help get enacted into law. So unfortunately, of these, a lot of them have already been passed by indefinitely, so the bill's dead. I'll go further into a lot of the opposition bills just because if they're still alive, it's good to know. But right now, SB 837, that was lowering the age to get a concealed handgun permit from 21 to 18. That's been passed by indefinitely, so it's dead. SB 849, that was setting 90 days as the maximum number of days for the state police to act on a out-of-state, non-resident CCP permit. That is passed by indefinitely as well, so it's dead. There were two bills that were essentially the same thing here, SB 938 and SB 1027, both from Senator Diggs. 1027 was stricken on his request, as it's the same as SB 938. SB 938 raises the mandatory minimum sentence for a repeat violent offender who uses a firearm in commission of a violent crime from 5 to 10 years. That's been referred to a committee, so it's still in action. We might see that get done. SB 1025 exempts highway rest areas from the state agency gun ban. Just in case you didn't know, you've never seen the signs. According to state law, state rest areas on the highway are state buildings, and therefore you cannot carry a firearm inside of them. We had a discussion today whether that involves going into the rest area, the actual building, or if it includes the entire picnic and parking lot area. But regardless, kind of stupid. However, passed by indefinitely. So something that, you know, if we had more people on the committees, we probably could have got pushed through. SB 1389. I know a lot of people know from last year, the state had a bill put into law that allows you to purchase gun safes, gun containers that locked, and write them off as a tax credit. But it was worded really badly in that you had to buy them from an FFL dealer. A lot of them don't carry safes, and I mean, it doesn't. Why can't you go to Tractor Supply and buy one? So that's been referred to the Justice Committee. So that's still on the table, which is good. HB 1559 clarifies that when you renew your carry permit, that you do not need to provide proof of training. There are some counties where the clerks have misinterpreted the law and are requiring people to provide proof of training for every single renewal. I would hope that you have it scanned somewhere anyway, but regardless, it's not part of the law. They're adding it in there. So this is a clarification to fix that. That's been assigned to the Firearms Subcommittee, so I think that will probably get passed. It's pretty innocuous. I don't see that many Democrats having, not wanting that to pass. HB 1569, that lowers the maximum concealed handgun permit fee from $50 to $25. The $50 was enacted when we still had to do fingerprinting, so it absorbed that cost through there. That's no longer required for permitting, so why not lower the cost for everybody? That's in the Firearms Subcommittee right now, but they're recommending laying it on the table, so that likely is going to get shot down. HB 1581, again, that's another, as the gun safes from anywhere, similar to SB 1389. So that one is getting a House impact statement written right now. So they might combine those two pieces of legislation, or they might retract one if the other has more traction, but we'll see. HB 2015 is the same as SB 938. That's raising the minimum sentence for a repeat violent offender with a firearm from 5 to 10 years. That's getting a House fiscal impact statement, so that's a maybe as well. HB 2145 removes the requirement that a person who has a new or duplicated driver's license cannot use that driver's license as ID for the purchase of a firearm until at least 30 days have passed since the license was issued. Let me scroll down here. The nice thing about the legislation tracker is they have links directly to the Virginia government website where you can look at the specific legislation. So this was introduced 1/7. Just wanted to see if I can get a little bit more on this. So I think that might have been rolled into some other stuff, because looking here, there's a whole lot more going on in the bill. But I mean, we don't want to have that requirement there. So that's been referred to the Public Safety Committee. They're reviewing that now. HB 2202, that's Delegate Freitas, for all you people out there, allows someone without a concealed handgun permit, but who would qualify for one, to carry a concealed handgun anywhere they could lawfully open carry a handgun. That's pretty much a permitless carry, constitutional carry, however you want to say it. It sounds like if the police tried to arrest you or searched you and found a concealed firearm, as long as you can prove that you would legally be able to carry it, they can't really do anything to you. That's been referred to Public Safety Committee. I kind of see that probably getting kicked back, just because that would give us something good, and the Democrats don't want to do that. HB 2412, that's another one similar to the rest areas, but this also refers to ABC stores. That's another one that folks might not notice. They have a little sticker right there on the door that says no firearms allowed. It's technically a state-run store, so it's state property, so technically you can't carry in an ABC store either. This one has a House Fiscal Impact Statement going on. Like I said, this is very, very similar to SB 1025. I really hope that goes through and becomes law, because I think it's kind of stupid that we can't carry in a rest area or an ABC store. Last three of the strongly supports HB 2414, that allows concealed handgun permit training to be conducted in a live class using technologies like Zoom. I know that I think they were doing that during COVID. I got my permit so long ago that they didn't even have the training requirement. But why not? I mean, we don't have a live fire requirement, so why not be able to do the class online? That's been referred to the Public Safety Committee. Hopefully we'll see something good out of that. HB 2586 registers concealed handgun permit applicants as voters unless the applicant is not a U.S. citizen or the applicant declines to be registered. That's been referred to Privileges and Elections Committee. I don't really feel either way with that. I don't necessarily think that should be part of the process, but because frankly, I think if you don't register to vote, you're not going to vote anyway. But it never hurts. And likely anyone getting a permit is probably going to be voting Republican, so couldn't hurt. And lastly, this is similar to SB 1389. It's adding the gun safe sold by commercial retailers for the existing tax credit, That's been referred to the Finance Committee, so we'll see what comes out of that. There are two bills that are very similar that are just on the supports list from VCDL. They're both almost the same thing, if not the same thing. It's SB 755 and HB 2257. They remove the requirement from a school security officer that they must have been an active law enforcement officer within the previous 10 years to be hired. It also requires school security officers be no older than 75. I don't see why that would be an issue. I mean, we need school safety officers, so as long as they're competent and can be trained and meet requirements, I don't see why that would be bad. SB 755 has been assigned to the Public Education Committee, and HB 2257 is waiting into fiscal impact statement. Grab a little tea because we're getting ready to start the strongly opposed area. Now, I didn't go through these to compare which ones are Senate and House bills that basically regurgitate the same thing. So I'll try to catch those as we go through, but if I don't, I apologize. First one, SB 744 requires a person with a protective order against them or a person with a domestic violence conviction to surrender, sell, or turn their guns over to someone 21 years old or older and someone who does not live with them. requires the person to be advised that if a police officer believes they have not turned over all their guns, that the officer can get a search warrant to look for any such gun. There could be issues with that. If we're not talking a domestic type situation, that's devoiding the other person in the relationship, the husband or the wife, from protecting themselves because it's not allowed to be in the house. There's also a question that this requires a 21-year-old or older. Why can't a family member who's over 18 keep hold of them? Not a good bill. It was passed by the Senate on the 17th, so that's likely going to go on to the governor and get vetoed. But again, like I said, we don't want the governor to have to veto stuff. We want this to just get shot down in the Senate and just get it done there. SB 848 makes it illegal for anyone under 21 to purchase an assault firearm. Also redefines what assault firearms are. Let me scroll down to this one. So this one I particularly coined on, not only because it's prohibiting anyone under the age of 21 years to own an assault firearm, whatever the hell that is, but they're doing it except for law enforcement officers, correctional officers, jail officers, or military members, National Guard, or Virginia National Guard. If a normal 18 to 20-year-old can't own it, why should anyone else be exempt in that age range? You can't pick and choose. Either they're too dumb to do it or they're not. Doesn't make any sense. However, it's the second part of this that really bugs me. I know a lot of people who will watch this, the 5-10 of you, likely shoot at Excal with me. We all have children who we've probably taken over there during some of the fun range days and shot some of their stuff. The second part of this says that the bill prohibits any licensed dealer from selling, trading, transferring, or renting his inventory, any assault firearm to anyone under 21 years of age. It makes it a Class 6 felony to do so. So that means if you're taking your son or daughter out to go shooting, one of the fun range days, they can't rent anything that is not basically a pistol. And probably some of those pistols, according to that definition, I haven't read what they have here, but I'm pretty sure it has to do with threaded barrels, foregrips, scary things. It's just stupid. Why are they interfering with commerce of legitimate businesses? Why? That's been referred to Finance and Appropriations on the 17th. The next one, SB 880, that's another one that I keyed on to. These are the two ones that I mainly talked about to representatives today. Bans the carry of a semi-automatic centerfire rifle or pistol that has a fixed magazine that holds more than 10 rounds, or a semi-automatic centerfire rifle or pistol that accepts a detachable magazine of any size and has any of a variety of cosmetic features, or a semi-automatic shotgun with any of a variety of cosmetic features on or about a person on a public street, road, alley, sidewalk, public right-of-way, in a park, or in any place open to the public. I know you guys know I do a lot of hiking. A lot of you have been on hikes with me. Some of them have kind of been Second Amendment audits. When I'm out and about, I carry a pistol with me. My wife has occasionally as well. Not just for the four-legged animals, but the two-legged as well. It's already hard enough navigating all of the rules and standards throughout all the counties, on all the parks, between state parks, national parks, county parks, different jurisdictions between city and county. This is just making it even more difficult to try and decipher what we legally can do. It's just not good legislation. Something someone brought up: if you're out hunting and you have your shotgun out, kind of out in your truck, and it's visible, I mean, there's just a lot of stupid things with this. And again, they're trying to redefine magazine capacities and bad features on firearms. This one has the fiscal impact statement complete as of 1/20, so I'm assuming that'll probably go back for a vote in the next week or two. SB 881 makes unfinished firearm frames and receivers and unserialized commercially made firearms unlawful to possess, purchase, sell, or transfer unless they are serialized. So that goes back to the, what were they, the P80s, I think is what those Glock frames were, 80% lowers, anything like that. Building firearms has been a thing in this country since it started, since even before it started. So there's no reason to really start enforcing this now. It just is stupid. It's been re-referred back to the Finance and Appropriations Committee on the 20th. SB 883 makes battery in a dating relationship a misdemeanor and takes away the right to purchase, possess, or transport a firearm for 3 years. This is only a misdemeanor. It's not a felony. Misdemeanors should not take away rights. That's why felonies are felonies and misdemeanors are misdemeanors. It doesn't stand up to Bruin. And it, essentially amounts to a lifetime ban on firearms federally, as there's no way to restore your rights with this. This had a fiscal impact statement done, and that was completed on the 20th, so that'll be going for a vote soon as well. SB 886 redefines a trigger activator as a conversion kit, tool, accessory, or device. When I was looking at this one, I want to go over the amendment on this. So there was a lot more stuff in this as far as what a trigger activator is, and it had to do with how many rounds it's shot with a pull of a trigger, how it's mounted, anything like that. And now it's been pared down to a trigger activator means a conversion kit, tool, or accessory or device designed to alter the rate of fire of a semi-automatic firearm to mimic automatic weapon fire or to increase the rate of fire to a rate faster than such semi-automatic firearm can achieve when not equipped with a conversion kit, tool, accessory, or a device. Me personally, I call this the belt loop supposition. So back when bump firing was still a huge thing and bump stocks came out, argument was, well, I can stick my finger through my belt loop and use that to bump fire. So is my belt loop now creating an automatic weapon? Again, this is silly. We're going back to a lot of the binary triggers and stuff like that. ATF has been embroiled in this. I don't know if it ever got finalized as far as their legality. I think that there was an injunction, and I think it's still waiting to go and get finished. But again, it's just why. So they amended this on the 20th, so it will be going back for a vote at some point soon. SB 891 requires that a person must wait 5 days before a purchase or rented firearm can be transferred to them. Waiting period. Why? Destroy all gun shows. Since gun shows only last 2.5 days, it's already bad enough if the background check bounces and you have to come back another day. But if you have to wait 5 days, you're never going to get it. You're not going to buy anything there. That had a fiscal impact completed on the 20th, so that'll probably be going to a vote pretty soon. SB 994 expands the prohibition on the carry of firearms from 40 feet to 100 feet outside of a polling place. I mean, why? What is that going to do? There's no reason that it's going to happen. It's once again, going to force gun owners to have to disarm themselves, leave their weapon in their vehicle where it's more at risk of being seen or stolen. It just doesn't make any sense. Granted, some polling places are in schools. There's already restrictions in that area. So it just doesn't make any sense. We don't have people standing around with guns anyway outside of polling places. So it doesn't make much sense. Fiscal impact was completed on the 17th. So again, that'll probably be going to a vote pretty soon. The only one so far that's been permanently tabled is SB 1109. That requires a person to have a permit to purchase a firearm, which is only good for 5 years. So we're going to be like, I think New York has those. I think Jersey does. I can't remember if Illinois does. But thankfully, that's not on the table anymore. That doesn't mean it's not going to come back next year or the year after. A lot of these are the same bills that they constantly push. So don't be surprised if these come back. Unless we permanently get a big no-no and a black eye for them on these, they just come back. SB 1110 prohibits firearms in facilities to provide mental health services or developmental services, including hospitals, ERs, emergency medical care facilities, if they offer such services. Again, that's just more disarmament. Says here, a U.S. District Court in the Second Circuit has restrained enforcement of just such a law for being unconstitutional under New York State Rifle and Pistol Association versus Bruin. So again, it can get put into law and we'll have to spend time fighting it to get it removed. So better to squash it here with a majority. It'll get vetoed by the governor, but again, it's just going to come back. That was amended on the 17th. I don't know what they fixed in that, changed in it, but feel free to look for yourself. SB 1134. There's a lot of these in here. I think there's maybe 2 or 3 more of these. Requires all firearms in a home that are not being carried on or about a person to be unloaded and placed in a locked container if there's a minor in the home or if a prohibited person in the home. A gun may only be stored loaded if it is in a biometric safe. Gun dealers must post signage about the law, and there's a provision to educate the public on firearm storage. So again, common sense, folks store their guns. Me personally, I don't want to sound crass or uncaring, but responsible people take care of their things responsibly. We find lots of people who don't take care of their kids all the time, and those people are just idiots. Hopefully they don't do stupid things, but stupid people do stupid things. Punishing all the rest of us for the people who rely on the nanny state to keep them alive is just unfair. The biometric safes is also a silly requirement. That's even more money that someone has to spend on a safe. They're not necessarily any safer. A lot of them are easy to break into with just a butter knife. Just go watch some lockpicking lawyer videos, and you'll see how easy they are. That's been referred to Finance and Appropriations on the 17th. SB 1181 prohibits the sale, possession, transfer, and transport of an assault firearm made on or after July 1st, 2025. Prohibits sale of those to anyone under the age of 21. Magazines that hold more than 10 rounds and were made on or after July 2025 are prohibited. Excuse me. Again, Bruen is killing all this stuff, but they're still trying to pass it. A lot of these are the most common stuff that people own, you know, AR-15s, 30-round mags, 18, 19, 20-round pistol magazines. Again, it's stupid, but this is the same thing they've been pushing for years. They were trying to do this in 2020 during the big rally. It's just going to keep happening until we have a majority and totally squash it out. Excuse me. SB 1182 restricts firearms at public institutions of higher education by requiring them to be part of an authorized program or activity inside of a building. As long as my activity is going to school and I can carry, sure. But that's not what they want. Again, it's a solution in search of a problem. There's no reason why we really need this. Adults are adults. We need to be able to protect ourselves. All right, had to take a quick break because I'm dying of coughing. Oh, so SB 1220 is where we pick up. Makes it illegal to carry a pistol, revolver, or other weapon powered by compressed air, even with a concealed handgun permit. So basically, you can get arrested for carrying an airsoft gun. If you really want to go far, that means don't conceal a Nerf gun. Nerf guns are air-powered. That bill was amended, maybe to specify Nerf guns aren't going to kill you on the 17th, but again, still moving forward. SB 1329 requires that a person who does not have a concealed handgun permit and has a handgun in their motor vehicle keep the handgun out in plain view. So we'll see some contradictions with this one, but they want us to take our gun and put it on the dash or on the seat or somewhere else where someone can see it, and then call the police when they get freaked out that there's some dude sitting there with a gun, you know, threatening me by putting it on the dash. That's just stupid. Why? But that's been referred to Finance and Appropriations on the 17th. So again, still going. HB 1597. This is another one of the gun safe ones. Basically, same as that prior bill, except this one specifies that guns left in a vehicle must be secured in a lockbox or container that is not visible from outside the vehicle, must be affixed to the vehicle, and the vehicle must be locked too. Glove boxes and consoles cannot be used unless specifically designed for gun storage. And oh wait, doesn't Mercedes do that? Gun dealers must post signage and educate everybody on it, so wasting more money. I mean, again, they're making gun ownership more and more expensive to leave out the least privilege of our society from defending themselves. You know, is a steel cable tie going to work as far as securing it? Do you need to bolt it on there? Can you JB weld it somewhere? But again, even doing that, if it's something like a steel wire, anything like that, they're not too hard for a criminal to just cut off and steal the whole dang safe. That's been assigned to the Firearms Subcommittee on the 14th, so that's still going. HB 1607, that's another assault firearm prohibition, similar to the previous one. That's had a fiscal impact statement completed on the 9th, so it'll probably be going to a vote soon. HB 1608 allows one of the most highly regulated industry, the firearms industry, to be sued civilly. So that's another one of those, who was it that got sued? Was it Remington, I think? That's stupid. Also holds them responsible for firearm accessories. If it doesn't, okay, so that's like a gun case. If someone is selling a gun case and it doesn't properly protect the item from theft, the creator of that gun safe, that gun container, that biometric container, whatever we have to buy, they can also be sued. Again, this is stupid. I'm sorry that I keep just saying things are stupid, but it's stupid. This is like having people sue car companies for drunk drivers. It's a tool. It's the person who used that tool's responsibility to pay up for whatever they do with it. That's been approved by the Public Safety Committee on the 17th. So that's probably going to move to be read in and voted on. HB 1622 creates a $500 civil penalty and subjects a vehicle to towing if a person leaves a visible handgun in an unattended vehicle. So, as we just read, they want us to leave the handgun visible in the car, and then they want us to make sure that we don't leave a visible handgun in a car. Okay. That's been referred to the Public Safety Committee on the 3rd. Why? HB 1660 redefines a trigger activator conversion kit. So that's very similar to the other bill that we read. That's been assigned to the Firearms Subcommittee on the 14th. HB 1736 creates a state agency named the Virginia Center for Firearm Violence and Prevention. And they're only going to worry about firearm violence and prevention. Screw all the other violence that happens here, like running people over with cars, stabbing people. I guess that stuff doesn't matter. The few gun violence murders that we have are much more important than all that. That's had a fiscal impact statement complete on the 17th. They'll probably start getting read in. HB 1797 severely restricts concealed handgun permit recognition with other states. So that's trying to get rid of reciprocity with other states in the country. It took a long time to get that done. I don't think it was too long ago. But that would basically kill all reciprocity, and we would be screwed again with trying to go outside of Virginia with our concealed handguns permits, because other states won't recognize them anymore. So that has had a fiscal impact statement completed on the 18th, and that's moving forward. HB 1869. This is similar to another one. Makes battery in a dating relationship a misdemeanor and takes away the right to purchase, possess, or transport a firearm for 3 years. Again, same thing as the other one. Misdemeanors don't take away your rights. Felonies can. Impact statement was completed on that on the 7th. HB 1876 is the same as SB 1182. So that's about carrying on schools. That one is fiscal impact was completed on the 17th, so that one's going forward. HB 1938 is the prohibition on firearms in polling places from 40 to 150 feet. I think the other one was 100. Fiscal impact was completed on the 15th for that. HB 1960 requires a person with protective order. That's the same as the other SB one, for turning them over to someone 21 years or older and does not live with them. That's in the Public Safety Committee. They approved that on the 17th, so that's probably going to get read in and voted on. HB 1977, that's the one about mental health services and hospitals with carrying there. That's been referred to Public Safety on the 17th. HB 2064 requires gun dealers to provide a handgun locking device for handgun sales along with a warning message in the box. Why? That's just more money that someone's going to have to pony up for cheap little gun locks that no one's going to use or that can easily be broken. I'm pretty sure every single firearm company provides those stupid little things in the gun cases when you buy them. Fiscal impact for that was completed on the 20th. That might go to committee before it goes to a vote. HB 2241 prohibits a person convicted of a misdemeanor hate crime from being able to have firearms. So again, misdemeanors don't take away civil rights. Felonies can. And misdemeanors are much easier to clap somebody with than a felony. So it's just unconstitutional. It's ridiculous. Fiscal impact for that was completed on the 20th. And then HB 2631 is the 5-day waiting period. Impact statement's been completed on the 14th. That'll probably be moving to the committee. There's no other outright anti-gun bills in the either the House or the Senate. There are 3 that VCDL is neutral on. SB 1048 requires schools to notify parents by text and on the school's website within 30 days of the start of school that parents are responsible for making sure they've secured their firearms from their children. Again, this is nanny state crap. Why we need to bother with this, I guess we've just become childlike in our adult lives. That's been assigned to the Public Education Committee on the 16th, so that'll probably go through there, hopefully get tabled. Likely it'll go to a vote and probably get passed because 18.2-56.2 are already in law. So this is just adding clarification onto it, so it'll probably get voted in. HB 1583 adds discharge a firearm within or at to list of threats made or communicated to another, such as to do a bombing or doing any form of damage to any place or assembly, building or other structure, or any means of transportation. It also makes it a crime to falsely report threats. I guess don't listen to President Biden and fire 2 shots. That's in the Fiscal Impact Committee. That was completed actually on the 9th. And finally is HB 1678. That requires schools to notify parents by text, blah, blah, blah. Same thing as SB 1048. That was read a second time on the 20th. So that'll get read a third time probably tomorrow. I can't remember the waiting time between reads, but it will likely get read on and voted on within the next week or 2. So as you can see, a lot of this stuff is anti-gun. It's not fun talking to your anti-gun delegates. Some of them are at least brave enough to tell you straight up, I'm not going to vote the way you want me to vote because I'm a coward and I don't want to lose my seat because I'll piss off the Democratic Party. A lot of them just try and argue with you and make you feel stupid, depending on how much of a ass they are. But it's something we have to do as citizens to ensure that our delegates and representatives are serving us, the people, and not serving their own purposes. So I highly encourage everyone, even if you send in form emails, there are websites that do it. VCDL has ones that will send in form letters for support and opposition to these bills. I strongly suggest that. Set up a video appointment with your representatives. I guarantee that if I had a quarter of the people who shoot steel with me over at XCal show up today, and our delegate was there, I guarantee we would have made a huge impact. Having a large group of your own constituents in the room with you telling you that you're an idiot, and that why are you even entertaining these ideas, makes a huge impact. So definitely get in touch with folks, get in touch with your delegates, your senators, make this stuff known. Like I said at the beginning, we're heading for re-elections in the next 2 years. There's no guarantee that we're going to have a Republican governor again. And if, even if we do, we might not have, control of the Senate and the House. That's not guaranteed. And if we have a Democratic governor, if they have control both the House and the Senate, it's going to be 2020 all over again. And there's no guarantee that we're going to have that much support again to do what we did at that rally. We just need to push hard now, make our voices heard now, so that these people get it through their heads that this is not acceptable. So, sorry this ran pretty long, but I think it's very important that folks know what all these bills are. Even if they're going to get vetoed by the governor, some of these might get signed. You never know. But even if they're vetoed, that's not the best way to go about this. They need to be killed in the Senate and in the House. They should never reach his desk, and that's where we have to come in. We have to support him so that he has the best chances of re-election, or the whatever other Republican runs has the best chance at re-election. And when the governor vetoes everything from the opposite party, that idea of bipartisanship just goes away, and they lose support from the fringes of the other party. So if you made it this far, thank you. I appreciate it. Stay safe, everybody, and God bless.